Hey everybody, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Okay, we're going to continue on with the, I don't know what to call it, kind of flippy thing for my guest design team project for Natalie at LineDotArrow. So where we left off, I wasn't kind of happy with my envelopes. So what I did, well, these envelopes on the side. So what I did was I cut out these pieces here, and I just snipped this off so I could cut those edges, easier. I cut that out, and what I used a lid to make the half circle here from little candy canes from the holidays. You never know what you might be able to use. So I just kind of cut down a little bit here because I wanted it a little lower, and then I used the edge of the lid to make the circle. So I cut those out, and this is what happens when you do something and you don't like it. There's always ways around it. Before I cut the edges, I just put this piece of cardboard in, and I cut along the cardboard so it didn't cut into the envelopes. Then I decided it would be easier to get the paper inside if I slit the envelope. So I did, and this one was a little messy, but that's okay because it's gonna kind of get covered. So we're not gonna worry about that. So anyway, so this is what I did. I took a piece of paper like this, okay, turned it sideways, and I was just cutting the pieces out of that. So I did that for one of these, for this side, and now I just did that for this side. So I just want to kind of make sure that I didn't cut, yes, okay. I wanted to make sure that I didn't cut it too, this one would be cut too far in, so that it wouldn't be like even on both sides. I think I've got it right. Let's hope I've got it right. So I've got these cut, and I'm not going to worry about this because it's going to just go under here and you're not going to see it, and this piece is going to go on top. So I'm just going to cut this one out. So I'm going to take this and slide it over. I'm going to put this under here just to get it out of my way. And I've got I don't know if you can see it, but I've penciled these lines in here. And this is the line I'm just going to cut across here right now. And then I'm going to see if it needs to be trimmed anymore. I'd rather have too much than too little, because you can't go back and put it back on. I'd have to start with another piece of paper. So I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to make sure that this is what I want. Let me move my ink over and out of the way. I'm going to turn this around because this is the pocket we're working on. And we're going to put this in here and just see if that is what, in fact, I want. And I seem to be a little, no, I guess I'm okay. Sorry if my head's in the camera. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. I think that will be all right. Just measuring. It's actually a little wider, so I could probably take off a hair more. But I don't know if I really want to do that just yet. I'll do it after I have the pieces cut. So let's just go with that. And I'm just cutting this. I'm going to cut, I already did that. So I'm just going to take my little scissors and I'm just going to cut along these lines. And I'm not the best at cutting. You think I would have learned to use scissors by now. But some people I watch and they just go zip, 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 zip. Especially when they speed up, like, because I've said this at the beginning of my videos. I said it yesterday. I'm not tech savvy. So editing and things like that, and music and captions, little things or titles and stuff like that, some of that may come someday, but it's going to come a little at a time, if it comes at all. Some of it may come, some of it may not come. It just depends. But I am not one of those people right now, at least, who can zip up the inking and zip up the cutting, so you don't have to watch that. So unfortunately, you have to watch that. So that's that. Now my only other thing is going to be this one. Let me get these and put them out of the way. I'm going to paper clip them back together and just stick them to the side over here. This one I know will be okay. This one will fit just fine. And this one's kind of going in the opposite direction, sort of, than the other one. This one is going to be too wide. So what I did was I just stuck it in to where I wanted it to be. And again, we're not worried about this little part where I did, because when I glue it down, well, you know what? I think that's okay. So what I did was this. I just sort of ran my finger along where I could feel this edge, just lightly, not a lot, just a little bit. And then I took my ruler and kind of put it in there. I lifted up the side and pushed my ruler against it. I think you can see what I'm doing. And then just kind of did that, folded it down. That makes this have a crease. I'm going to fold this crease down. And then I'm just going to cut this. And I think I did this with my knife on the other one. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a little shorter than the crease, because you can just pull it out from the end a little bit. I just want it to be straight is what I want. So, all right, I think that'll be okay. I don't know if you can see this. I think you can see this, or at least part of it anyway. So we have that. That little piece is going to go over there. Have not set up my little trays yet. Did bring down another tray. It's over there. I found, I don't know what came in it. I don't know. It was a food tray, but a black plastic food tray. Just nice, about that size and about that deep, where I can throw all my little bits of thread and lace and, you know, things like that as I'm trying to use them, or, you know, using them and getting little bits and pieces in my project. So, all right, that looks just a little off to me, but that's okay. See, I just pulled it out. It's going to be all right. I'm going to just curve these corners just a tiny little bit. Oh, and I did go back on this one, and I hit it with the sander just a little bit to get the glue off a little bit, so I could try to ink it some. So that worked out better. So that's going to go in here. Now this I'm going to ink, and this is just going to go in here, and this one is going to go on top there. Okay, I'm going to spin this around, because that's really losing my mat here. All right, let's try to get this back again, because I hit it. That's pretty good. I'm not worried about total perfection at the moment. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it's going to look like when it's open. And I think all of this should be in frame. So that's what it's going to look like. So let's have a look. Yeah, everything's in there. I can push it up a little bit. I can push up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's sort of what this is going to look like when it's open. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some larger tags, not a lot, and just sort of overlap them. And then I'm going to take a few small ones and put it in front. The other thing I did do, which I did on this side, I have to do it on this side yet, but I wanted to show you, is I gusseted it a little bit, so that because I was going to put so many tags in here, I wanted just a little space. So let me see if I can show you that. Get all these papers out. That's out. Okay. So if I stand it up like this, of course the thing's not, you really can't see it. How about that side? Stand up and see. I don't know. Can you see that? Can you see that there's just like a little right there? It just a little bit to give me a little room for the bulk of the tags that I want to put in here. There is going to be maybe a little bit of lace on them, probably a thinner lace for the tabs, or a tab, or maybe a little embroidery thread or something, and maybe some ribbon on some of them and some not. I don't want to add to that bulk with a lot of a lot of that, make it harder to close. So what we're going to do, these go back over here. This one goes back over here. This one comes out. I'm just going to take these over to the side. I'll leave the stuff here so it isn't completely empty, a completely empty screen. But I'm going to ink over my garbage can here. And again, I'm just doing the very, very edges. I'm not trying to go in. I mean, every now and then it kind of might, which is fine. But I'm just trying to get that white, you know, edge that's the edge of the paper, like this part of the paper, so that you don't have that white. It looks just a little more finished. So, I said I don't think it needs much in the way of inking because they're very collagey papers and full of color. And I think having too much, for me anyway, with this one, having too much heavy ink would be, well, too much. So I just decided I was going to try to keep it a little on the thin side with the ink. But it covers the edges. It covers any little baubles that you know, might have done, or I might have done. Kind of covers some of the tiny little imperfections, as it were. So, okay, I just realized I inked the side that's going underneath, but that's all right. It's not that much ink. Just takes a couple more minutes, but here we go. Almost done. Almost done. And there we are. Okay. All right. So let's start on this side because I've got it in my hand. So I'm going to line it up here. That's where I want it to be, and I'm going to try to get it. I want this little part where I see I didn't cut the envelope very straight. I was slitting it with the knife, and it didn't work very well on that side. But again, you don't see it. Whoops. When I'll just make sure. I haven't used my glue yet today, so make sure. Yeah, it's clean. Okay. You won't see it once the paper is on, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So anyway, so this morning when I got up, I tried to get back onto Facebook. I've got a lot of people that I follow, and I don't always get to see all of their videos, or the ones that I do watch, I don't always get to watch all the way through, but I do try, because some of the people, well, all of the people really that I follow, and I'm sure there's dozens more out there that I haven't found yet or don't know about yet, you guys do the most amazing things, and I'm just green with envy over some of the stuff that you do. I can't tell you. I found out the reason why. If you were watching my, I don't know which video it was the other night, and my camera, my phone, cut out on me. And the reason why it cut out on me was because I have, or had, nearly 10,000 photos in my phone. And I love my family, and I've got a lot of family photos in there, and, you know, photos that I've gotten from other people digitally of my ancestors and things, which you're going to see some of that in one of my next journals that I'm going to do, that one that I wasn't going to, like, really tell you about until we started doing it. I think I'm going to glue this down first, and I would use that, but I'm scared. I'm scared of my art glitter glue right now. Actually, let me get this. Get that glued down. So anyway, I don't want to lose these. Let me get them over here and close this so it's easier to work with. So yeah, so I have all these photos, and probably out of all of the photos in my phone, about 500 or 600 may have been family photos. Some are, you know, some places that I've been, or things, you know, that I wanted to remember, or little quips or quotes or whatever that you see on Facebook, and, you know, things like that. Some of them are like that. but the greater majority of them, probably out of the 10,000, almost 10,000 photos that I had on there, the greater majority of them, 7,000 maybe, are photographs of stuff that you guys have done. When I see it on Facebook, when I see it on Instagram, when you're doing tutorials on your YouTube channels, that is where I am. And I am, you know what, I know I just glued this down, but I'm gonna try to get this edge too. I'll do the other one before I glue it down. I'm watching you do things and how you do things, and it just is amazing to me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And yeah, so that's what most of my photographs were. So I have spent a good deal of time the last couple of days trying to clean out the photos from my phone, put them into one of my computers, because my one computer doesn't like to take them. I don't know why. The other one took many of them, a couple thousand of them, and now it keeps telling me there's a problem, try again. And I'm like, I don't want to try again. I just want you to get the last 5,000 photos out of here, so that I have room for doing my videos. And I'm hoping that what I have taken out so far is allowing me to be able to complete this video today. If it cuts off unexpectedly, you'll know why. But hopefully that won't be the issue. I am in the process of trying to empty my phone of that, and then I'm going to, what I need is my son. He'll figure out why it's not working and make it work, but he's 400 miles away from me. Though I will see him next week when we go to New Jersey for my husband's surgery, because that is where my son is. That is where we're from, hence why my son is there. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do so that I can make room. And then I have to figure out how to get my videos when they are in my phone, because I know that they are all saved in, I'm just going to move this down a little bit. I should probably turn it around, but I'm going to try to do it from here. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I can push at it better this way. All right, there we go. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So then I want to figure out how to get the videos out of my phone and then maybe onto a flash drive or something like that, a couple of flash drives, so I have some backup. Okay, so that's the first one. So that's what we have here. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so that's all glued down. Oh, you know what? Before I go and glue anything on, let's make it easier on myself. Yes, I'm going to ink over here. I'll try to get rid of all the bits and pieces. All right, that's all I needed to do. I'll get rid of that stuff. Okay. All right. So anyway, so I was watching some videos this morning, which was a lot of fun. I see that my friend Angela Kerr is doing a reference book with all of her, I think she's up to 31 or 32 exciting envelopes. She was doing them all through through most of the year, I guess, last year. And now she's kind of redoing them to put in her reference book. I'm assuming that all the ones that she made last year probably ended up in journals that she sold. So she's redoing them with, different papers, same designs, but different papers and things like that. So I'm really excited about that because I just loved watching them last year, and I'm excited to see what new papers that she's using this year to make them again. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I was watching Gail Augustinelli and watching her Scrappy Saturday, which was very cool. And yes, I was one of the ones, if you watch Gail, I was one of the ones who was yelling at her, not yelling, but she had she's doing her Scrappy Saturday thing, and she's trying to, I better do it this way. She's trying to, you know, make some pockets out of some scrapbook paper that she still has left. And she was tearing, she had a base, you know, a base piece, and then another piece that was a little smaller, and she was tearing it from corner to corner. She was going to layer them like this. And then when she did that, she realized that the one piece was too short this way, and she didn't quite know what to do with it. Now, I was not as bright as whoever was yelling through the YouTube screen. I was telling her to just flip the bottom piece with the top piece and do it this way. All you had to do is turn them over with the different design and then switch positions. And I thought that would make it fit the way she had wanted it, because she would have the background piece, and then the second pocket in here was the back of that paper, and then this pocket here was the front again. So I thought if she just flipped them over and changed positions, that it would probably work. I don't know if that would have, but when she went to put it down, she put it down this way, and she goes, oh, that's what I can do. So she made sort of a V pocket. So, and she said, thank you for whoever was shouting through the YouTube thing, you know, for me to do that kind of thing. So, which was fun. So I was enjoying watching that this morning, and she was making some other things, but I came to a point where I had to stop there, and I will go back probably later and watch that, you know, continue watching that one later. I'm trying to think of who else I had been watching. Not sure. And there's a couple others that I had looked at. They weren't very long, you know, they weren't long videos. So I had some time to kind of watch them as well. So that was fun. But really, I learned so much from you guys, and the things that you do. And it's very exciting for me. So I have not gotten rid of the photos, I hope. My hope is that they're all going into my computer. I'm going to turn this around so I can see the edge better here. And yeah, I'm hoping that I'm not going to lose them, because as I go through the photos, I'm not deleting everything. I'm keeping some family photos and the videos in my phone. So I didn't click the button that says delete after downloading kind of thing. So I have to go through and one at a time I'm deleting them. So it took me back to June of last year before it conked out on me, and I decided it wasn't going to take any more for a minute. There's plenty of room in the computer. It's certainly not that, but yeah. So anyway, but I'm going through and I'm deleting them, you know, one picture at a time out of my phone, keeping the ones that I want to keep, you know, skipping over them and then going to the next one. So what I've been doing is I've been taking a month every day and deleting a month's worth. So I have August and July to go, and then I'm not sure where in June it stopped. So I'm going to have to kind of do a little inspection and see, you know, what I may or may not have yet to do. And hopefully I can get the rest of them out of there without losing them. So we'll see what happens. Okay, what I'm going to do on this side now is I'm going to do what I did over here with that little bit of a gusset. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, what I'm going to run into is this paper is going to be too wide here. I'm hoping it'll do what this one did, and it just sort of let go, and I was able to trim it that way. If not, it may just go around the back and, you know, around the side of the gusset, and that's fine as well. I don't have a problem with that. So I'm going to take this. This is all I did. Going from, I'll use this as a pointer, going from the fold line, which is here, and I brought it out, maybe about 1/16 of an inch. That's really all I did. I'm going to go from here to I'm using the back of the pocket here. This one's a little trickier because of the pocket, but I think that should be okay. And I'm just going to run my bone folder pretty heavily down the edge of my ruler. I'll go back and do this a couple times because there's a lot to fold. So you want to get a good deep crease. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of push. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of pushing at that score line that I just did and bringing it over. So this is what happens when you do something and you've glued some things together. Now, believe me, I'm no expert, but when you've glued some things together and it doesn't quite look right, or it didn't come out the way you intended, or, you know, whatever it might have been, I want to just try to continue to work with this. Yeah, this is what ends up happening. So I'm just going to take this and push it back. I'll take this and push it back, and you can see what's happening here with the paper. But there's, you know, it might take you a little while to get it right. But it most likely will not really waste any paper. It might take you a little bit more time, but it probably won't waste any paper, which is, yeah, and other materials, because who knows what you might have had done. So we've got us a little gusset there, and this paper is coming away. So I'm just going to pull it out. If I can pull it out. If it doesn't want to all pull out, I'm just going to hit it with a little glue. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull this forward some. I'll try to get that. It just takes a little playing. And like I said, I didn't want much of a gusset. Try not to pull anything and tear it. I just wanted a little bit of one. Just something to help take that extra bulk that's going to go in that pocket. And I think, and even though I'm afraid of my glitter glue right now, I think I'm going to just take it and run it carefully wherever it's lifting, right there. And it's not lifting here, so I'd say that was a good thing. So that's what we have. And that, you can see, kind of makes a little bit of a, it's not laying flat. It gives you a little bit of play. I hope that wasn't, you know what? I didn't even notice that was like in focus. But can you see? Can you see that? It gives you just a little bit of space. That's what I was looking for. So let me check my time while I'm up here. Okay, almost a half hour. All right, I think what I want to try to do is do maybe a little decorating. So let me pull my lace, pull my cart just a wee bit closer. And let me see. I don't know, do I want this kind? Thinking maybe some white would be a nice contrast. Okay, what do I have here? I don't know. You know, I'm thinking because of the paper, thinking maybe just a little bit. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that piece as a matter of fact. Okay, let's, I like that. Okay, let me grab this. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to get some glue. And we're going to do a little decorating. Just a wee bit. Put a little glue there. Put this piece down here. Okay. Get my scissors and lift this up and be careful not to cut the edge of the pocket. Okay, next one. I can get this to go down. Put a little glue on that one. All right, get that one here. Glue that down and get the pocket up. Trim there. And a little glue on this one. Okay. And we're going to put that there. Not on that one. Okay. Hey, not that one. Just this little guy. All right, so that's good. Then I'm going to take my little rosebuds. I love that noise. Love that noise. Okay, we're going to take one of these little fellas. Actually, we're going to take three. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to, I think, I want to put them, come on. I want to put them on the ends so that they kind of give that, where'd it go? Here it is. Kind of gives that, I think I'll put it right on the lace so it shows up just a wee bit more. Maybe in a little, like this, like that. And you almost don't see it, do you? But we're going for it. We're gonna go for it. That's what we're gonna do. And I will probably do similar decoration on this piece that's on the other side. But I'm not doing this. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm making this up as I go along. I have absolutely no plan except that I wanted it to flip and flop. That's all I knew. So I am just making it up as I go. So anyway, but I'll use this lace and these rosebuds and whatever else probably I use on the other side as well. And I mean, I might use a few things on this side that I won't use over there, but it'll kind of be similar but not the same, if that makes sense. Get this thing here. Doesn't look like that got very inked. Okay, that's all right. Okay. All right, so then I think what I want to do is, I think on this, do I want it? I think I'm going to do it this way. On this side, I'm going to cut 3 of these. Then I'm going to cut 2. And then I'm going to cut 1. And I'm going to, oh, where's the ribbon that I chose for this? Here we go. Okay, this is the ribbon that I chose. And it's one that I had hand dyed. You know, I use beigey sort of cream binding, seam bindings. I really can't talk. Anyway, let me put these over here. And I write my recipe on the back. I tape it on the back. So this is, I use tea dye. I'm trying to lift it up so I could see. About half tea dye and half bundled sage on cream ribbon is what I did. And because those were just these things, I just rubbed them on the mat like this and then sprayed them with water. And if I wanted them darker, I would just make them darker. But that's what I did. So I'm going to take a bunch of this. And I'm trying to think, what do I want to do? I know I've got these little folds in it. It's the one thing I don't really like about the cards. Trying to think if I do. Ooh, what if I stick it above? and then do 2 and 1, and then don't move. Take another one of these little guys and put that there. I like it, and I don't have to worry about ironing the ribbon. That'll work. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a piece like this. I'm just going to trim this end because when I pulled off the tape, that is what I got. Cut the other side. Beep. Get rid of that little fella. We're going to put the seam binding down here. The reason why I chose it on this side was because this rose is further away. On here, then this rose is further away, so I'm going to do it up here, if that makes sense. If I did this one over here, it was close, and then if I did this one down here or up here, it was too far, if that's making sense. So probably not, but it does to me, which can be a frightening thing. Okay, so we're just going to stick that. I want it to stay above a little bit. I'm going to hold that down, and I'm going to put a little more glue, and I'm going to put my 3, and I will get this to stick down because I want it to all stay down. I don't want it to lift. Just something to get caught on. I'm kind of just mushing it so it kind of goes, whoops, goes to the curve a little bit, if that makes sense. I might pull this up just a wee bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to take the second piece. Everything's sticking to my fingers. Take the second piece and put it here. And I'm going to just, it's probably smarter to glue the piece, right? Put a little glue on there. And put that here. Bring it in. Kind of follow that curve. Okay, let me try to clean my fingers off. Not working. Trying, but it's not working. All right, and then I'm going to take this little piece and get some glue on it. And stick that one down here. And then I had my little fella. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. And we'll put a little glue on that. I'm trying to force it. Okay, we'll put a little glue on there. And get that there. All right. That's okay. I like that. All right. So that's a little decoration on that. And now I'm going to do this over here. Move that out of the way and let me clean up this bottle a little bit. Okay. The end. Here we go. We're going to do 3, 2, and 1. I'm hoping I'm in this screen for you. Here, let me move up. I think I had to be at like 2. Okay, I'm going to just close that. Okay, and take a piece of the ribbon again. I'm going to do my best to make it so that I actually go this way. Nope. I'm going to have to recut that. That's fine. Okay, so I'll cut it here. If I can get it out of the way, out of its own way, which I was not successful at doing. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'm going to go up a little higher because of that fold. Okay, and then like this. Okay, let's put that up there. Ooh, this one's a little longer, but that's okay. That's okay. So we'll put a little glue down. Now I know some of these videos may be not so engaging, and I do apologize for that. However, as I'm working, I'm trying to put them up so there will be something up. And it is a craft along kind of thing. So, yeah, you know, we're just kind of crafting and chatting, and you're watching my thought process, which could be scary at times, probably. But I think this is a much smarter way to do that. It's a much smarter way. Live and learn. Anyway, so that is, of course, now I've lost the two. Hello, where'd you go? There it is. So anyway, I just want to be able to, you know, get some things out there, have you craft, see how I think when I make these mistakes, and, you know, I do something and then I'm like, you know what, I don't think I like that, but how am I going to change that? How can I fix that? What can I do to do something that I do like? And so this was kind of it. I had the idea to do the pockets, which meant I had to reline them. And if I was going to make something thick, because before it would have probably only been like one tag, one, maybe two, or not even a tag, but, you know, journal cards just kind of tucked in there. And I thought, well, you know, that's, whoa, hello. Stuck to my finger better than it's sticking to the lace. So, okay. If I have to, I'll go back and tack it down again, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to cut another one of my little cuties here. Love this stuff. Love it. And then put this one, oh, I'm going to glue it on here. And then I'll put this one right on here. So anyway, so you see my thought processes and how I think about things, and what I can or can't do, or what I should or shouldn't do, and how can I fix something now that I've done it and I don't really like it, and, you know, that kind of a thing. So I guess in a way this is kind of helpful. Okay, so this is what we see so far with that, and we have these that are like that. I think what I'm going to do on the front is I'm going to put the lace here as well. This is the only bit that I have, so of this, I think. So I want to make sure that I save some for the other side at very least. I'm desperately trying to not be symmetrical. I'm just decide, do I want to go up or do I want to go down? I think I'm going to go down. Yeah, because I tend, as you can see, I tend to have everything symmetrical. And sometimes that's good, but sometimes it's good to kind of break out of the box a little bit and just kind of go wild. So I remember one time telling somebody that I had actually went wild because I always have black purses because I need to have black purses for work. And I always have black purses. And I bought a green, just, you know, like a dark green, nothing, you know, wild or crazy, you know, just kind of a dark green purse that I had bought. And I was like, my goodness, you know, I went like crazy. I bought a green purse, and that's just crazy. A pair of brown shoes, you know. I was just like, this is exciting. It was even exciting that, you know, well, I won't even tell you something else that I had bought that normally would have just been white. You can kind of, you know, go there yourself. But to get that in colors instead was kind of exciting for me. So I tend to be very simple, very plain, and I didn't used to be that way. When I was younger, I was a lot more exciting, I guess. But you know, you get older and it just sort of settles you in, and you just can't get away with some of the things that you used to get away with when you were young, you know. So I'm going to just put this one here. And as soon as I'm done with this and I put the little, I'm probably going to put a little ribbon on this as well. And one of the little rosebuds, and kind of do the same thing I did inside here. That off of there. And we'll stop this video. I'll be back though. It's just a question of when they're going to be put up. So yeah, okay, let's go. And then where do I think I want them? Do I want them here? Do I want them here? Oh, so many decisions. Okay, let's get this one cut right, and let's get this one cut right. And I think I'm going here. I do. Living dangerously here. Okay, let's see. This is gonna wanna, it's gonna wanna, and all I'm gonna do with this is I think I'm just gonna put the rosebud on it because I've got just this lace underneath it. So I'm just gonna put the ribbon right here. I go up a little bit over the edge of the pocket. And I want to hold it, but I know my finger's going to stick to it. So, there. And I will get the ribbon to straighten out. I should have actually thought about it last night when I took it out. Oh, put it on here. So that it would, you know, I was rummaging through my bag of ribbons that I had done, and I was going for turquoise. I was looking for some turquoise, which I thought I had, but I didn't seem to be able to find it. So I will get that out. There's a way. You actually just, you put a little piece of cardboard underneath it like this. Once it's on, you put a little bit of cardboard underneath it. I have a small travel iron, and you just put it on low and kind of press that out, and it will come out. All right, so the trick is, what I should try to do is cut it so that I don't have those. So I'm going to cut that one there, and I'm going to cut this one. I know I'm off camera again. I'm leaning back and I'm working close to me, so okay, we'll put this here. We're going to make this one go out that way. Did I cut that? No, that's okay. Okay, and we'll put this one on here, and then we will call it a night or morning or afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is at the moment for this. So we're gonna pull this one up a little bit. Let's go this way because that's kind of the way that one's going. Okay. Try to get my finger to not stick. For the next video, I'll wash my hands so I can start with cleaner hands. All right, let's get this on here. And we will be finished with this. Okay, I'll have that pressed when we come back next time. So anyway, I'm just gonna put this stuff in because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So yeah, so this is how far we've gotten so far on this, and I'm gonna stop the video here. I will pick up again in a few minutes, but the next video then would air a couple days later. So in the meantime, everybody stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay crafting. And we'll see you again soon. God bless. Bye-bye.